If there is one thing that conservatives are really good at, it's pandering in the moment. Now, liberals, they do it 24/7 all the time, but conservatives, the second that a woke company or a person does something that we disagree with, we start posting all over on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube that we will no longer support these businesses, buy the products, or go see these people's shows. We do that for, I don't know, maybe 72 hours to a week, but then the second that they apologize, say that they were sorry and they made a mistake, we go crawling right back to them and continue to give them all of our money. How come we can never just stick to our guns and say, you guys turned your backs on us and now we're going to turn our back on you and no longer give you all of our money, our support, or our attention? The most recent woke company to bend to the mob of the 2%ers has been Bud Light. Now, they partnered with Dylan Mulvaney, who says, oh my gosh, I've never tried this beer before. You guys should try it. They're so inclusive. And they came out with a new can covered in rainbows and pronouns, you know, the whole progressive woke 9 yards. For once, conservatives actually did something, and Anheuser-Busch stocks have plummeted $4 billion. Now, I don't need to be the one to tell Anheuser-Busch this, but y'all's demographic isn't exactly the woke millennials dyeing their hair turquoise and getting piercings in places that there should be no metal. Your demographic was basically the red-blooded Americans, the bikers, everything you guys hate, because literally the people buying your beer are the straight, white American males. Y'all pander to the 2%, and you guys are paying the price. Now, I do hope that we can actually keep this up permanently, but we'll see as time tells. I think it's apparently obvious that Bud Light has officially turned its back on its absolutely ginormous demographic when it comes to the people who are buying beer. Some more famous, I would say, influencers who are officially coming out in some very fun and interesting ways about their retaliation against Bud Light would be Travis Tritt, Ted Nugent, Kid Rock, and they're all destroying cans and cases of Bud Light in very interesting ways to show us that they stand with us in the solidarity against whatever it is that they're doing with Dylan Mulvaney. I think it's also more important, though, to say that, honestly, who really cares what these big country music stars are saying? I think they should be paying more attention to the fact that bartenders are no longer ordering Bud Light and even canceling their orders because no one in their bar is ordering it anymore. Before we continue, we're going to pause for a second, and I just would like to remind everybody to go follow, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. All of the links are conveniently down below. And while you're at it, comment what you guys are going to boycott next, because they're probably going to end up pandering anywhere. So let's see if y'all can predict the future. I don't know what executive needs to hear this out there, but literally, we do not care what woke people you pander to. Whatever happened to just making a good product and selling it to the demographic that actually buys your stuff instead of, you know, outsourcing and using slave labor and pandering to the people who don't care about your product, don't want your product, but definitely will get mad at you if you don't support every single thing that they tell you to believe in and to do. Another example of this would be recently the Super Mario Brothers movie that I got to go see with my cousins this past weekend. It grossed worldwide on the weekend, opening weekend, $377 million. This was a fantastic movie. I totally loved it. My cousins and I loved it. It was great. There was no wokeness in it. There was no political narratives for any side. It was just a fun kids movie that gave me a little bit of childhood nostalgia from playing a joystick Mario Brothers video game in my neighbor's basement as my parents were over there having dinner with them on Sunday nights. Now, let's look at another example of when Disney tried to pander a little bit and it backfired in their face. Like Lightyear, for instance. Now, everybody knows Toy Story. Everybody loves Toy Story. That franchise started all the way back in 1995, and it was amazing. Did they need to do Toy Story 4? No, not really, but that's a different story. Now, Lightyear, about Buzz Lightyear, we got Tim Allen, Great character. They had so much opportunity to give a fantastic backstory about a beloved childhood household name. And what did they do? They made it woke, and they definitely went a little broke filming this thing. Now, worldwide, they only grossed about $118.3 million, and it has horrendous reviews. Why? Because they pandered, and it backfired in their face. Another example of that would be Strange World. Now, I didn't even go see that because it looked terrible to me, but they only made not even $74 million worldwide. I don't know what that tells y'all, but maybe y'all should listen to your consumers and actually listen to our feedback. When we tell you we don't like something, we mean it. And let's talk particularly about Ian Provorov and about how back in January he said that he didn't want to wear the LGBTQ jersey for warm-up because he had religious reasons of why he didn't want to do that. And he said he respected the people who did, but he just wanted to make a personal decision. And the media decided that they had to crucify him for it. But you know what the people did instead? Oh, they simply just bought out every single piece of his merchandise, his jerseys, everything, because we decided that we liked this guy because he actually stood for what the American people and a lot of his fan base supported and wanted to see. He didn't pander, he didn't bow down, and it actually paid off in his favor. And you know what they say, once one domino falls, the rest of them follow with him. Another example of another hockey player is James Reimer, who also decided that he didn't really want to do the whole LGBTQ route, and guess what we did? We bought out all of his jerseys too. But I have a question to the LGBTQ community. Why do you guys care so much that somebody decides that for a religious personal reason they don't want to wear y'all's stuff and you guys decide to go all crazy on him? Listen, y'all can have your stuff and you can have your essentially sexual religion and we can have ours and we can get along. Why do you guys try to crucify everybody that decides that they don't want to live the same lifestyle or support the same things that y'all do? There are plenty of examples of companies pandering, us retaliating, them apologizing, and then us crawling right back to them. And honestly, I hope we officially break this cycle of apostasy because, listen, as far as Bud Light goes, I hope you guys apologize, and I hope no one buys your beer ever again, and I hope your tanks plummet, your sales go down, your stocks diminish themselves. Because quite frankly, a lot of these big wig corporations could use a kick in the shins every once in a while, and you guys just all need to be humbled just a little bit. Honestly though, put your money where your mouth is. Stop saying that you're going to do something and then doing the right opposite right after. What if we actually stuck with our convictions, stayed with them in the long term, and didn't go back on them constantly? It's quite annoying and it's giving me whiplash. As for me and my family, Target no longer has our business. We do not have a Netflix subscription. Nike can go burn itself, and listen, we weren't beer drinkers, but we definitely aren't becoming one now with Bud Light. All of y'all have lost our business, and I hope you guys continue to lose your business. And I hope these American small businesses that are being created to actually support their families and themselves continue to grow and overpower you guys, because at this point, I hope you guys all fail.